Hey everyone, today I just have a few LEGO Star Wars leaks I wanted to talk about. No new sets, but we have a lot of new information on sets we already knew about, like the Slave 1, Death Star, and even the 327th Battle Pack. So let's get into all this. First off, I'll go ahead and get these minifigures from the Slave 1 out of the way. As you may or may not know, we have a UCS Slave 1 and a Playscale Slave 1 coming this year. The first one will be Yun Boba, which will be the same in both the UCS Slave 1 and the playset version. This is pretty much exactly what we expected. Nothing too special, but a good figure nonetheless. The more exciting of the two is obviously his father, Jango Fett. A picture of this minifigure was leaked on Facebook Marketplace. Somehow, someone, some way got this minifigure early. Leakers have confirmed this is the minifigure we'll see in the UCS set, but it's not entirely complete. The rangefinder is actually going to be upgraded, believe it or not. We are going to finally get a new mold for this piece. I can't wait for that, as while the old rangefinder worked, I always felt like it could have been better, especially nowadays with all the new technology and how big LEGO's gotten. There's this really blurry picture we have of it, and it actually looks phenomenal. The blaster is also not the one that's going to be included. Hopefully there'll be some kind of special mold for the blasters, that'd be neat, but I doubt it. I'm sure it'll just be that fire hose end that we all know. They've used that before, and so I'm sure that's what it'll be again. Otherwise, though, this will be the figure we see in the UCS model. The Playscale version will actually be the same, minus the arm prints. So there will be some exclusivity there for collectors. Which does seem a little weird to me. I mean, you're already making the figure, why not just include it in the cheaper set as well? Then you gotta go through the hassle of making two different versions of the same minifigure in the same year. So I get the exclusivity debate, but from LEGO's perspective, you would think they would just want to make one minifigure and include that in both. Kind of like what they did with Captain Rex. But I guess that's not the case. Anyway, though, for those of you that will be getting the UCS model, it looks like you're going to be getting a great minifigure. Moving on from that, we have some new information about the $1,000 UCS Death Star. And this set is going to include a whopping 40 plus minifigures. For $1,000, 40 plus minifigures, yeah, definitely, that makes perfect sense. We can't read too much into this though. What actually has me more excited is that someone came out and said that Director Krennic will be included as one of the minifigures. If this is true, this is our first minifigure we know of in this set. And while it might not seem big, I think that bodes very well if that's true. If they're including Director Krennic, then they obviously are putting some real care and thought into these minifigures and probably the set in general. Regardless of what version of the Death Star it is, I'm glad that he will be included, and that it looks like they're going to be trying to check every single box for every minifigure you can think of related to the Death Star. Which is great to see, because I would have hated for there to be like 8 Stormtroopers or something included, because that'd just be a waste of space. And with those small leaks out of the way, let's get moving on to the 327th Battle Pack. There's been a couple new leaks of information about it, and so I really just wanted to get in here and give my thoughts on it, because really this set's starting to worry me. So far with every leak and rumor, I just seem to get more and more disappointed with this set. I mean, this set's called a Battle Pack, but typically Battle Packs are always around $20. So 40 just seems crazy out of the gate. However, this does seem to be some kind of hybrid pack like that Clone Troopers vs. Battle Droids set we got just a few years back. That set, however, was $30, and so far, it seems like a way better value than what we're going to get here. According to all of our current leaks, this set will be $40 and have 258 pieces. That does seem a little off, but we've seen worse before, so I'm not too concerned. The Clone Trooper and Battle Droid Battle Pack had 215 pieces for $30, so I guess you could say it's somewhat in line with that set. However, you do get more minifigures in that other set. You get 9 of them, and in this one, you're only going to be getting 7, which does seem off to me. Without knowing anything else about this set, that price increase, while not very friendly, I do kind of understand, and it doesn't seem that far-fetched. But when you start examining these builds, I'm really wondering how this set's going to turn out, because I'm just not a fan of it so far. I feel like this set's drifting just a little too far from the term Battle Pack. So let's get into the specific contents. This set, as we know of right now, is going to include 4 327th Clone Troopers, luckily with pauldrons, 3 Super Battle Droids, a Spider Droid, and an ATRT. That's what we know of. We have no idea what this will all look like, but we have the general idea of what we'll be getting. And I'm just really disappointed, honestly. Now, as far as minifigures go, I think that's a fine lineup. For the price point, maybe not. I would have liked maybe another clone. But if they were back at the $30 price point, I would have no problem with it, especially if they're giving us a little more in the piece count. However, they're not, and so that kind of bugs me in that regard. Where I'm really scratching my head though is these builds, because I'm really worried this is going to end up just being oversized builds that are inflated to justify that higher cost. We've seen this before with the 501st Clone Trooper set, and while I like that set, I feel like those builds were supersized just to fit the price range of $30 because they knew the set was going to sell well. Because in-universe ATRTs are nowhere near that big. Same thing about the Bark Speeder, they're way smaller than they actually are in that set. Now I've seen some people say it's going to be a mini ATRT, and if that's the case, I'd be much more on board with it. If that is true, where are all those pieces going? That's really my question right now, as the entire reason I made this video is actually a post I saw. Someone took the 2019 ATRT build from that Clone Trooper set, and its piece count combined with 2 Spire Droids is actually right about where this set's going to be piece count wise. And when I saw that, it really scared me, because I could definitely see that being the set we get. And if we do, I'll be very disappointed in LEGO, as all those builds will be reused. The Spire Droid from the ATT, and then that big oversized ATRT from the 501st Clone Trooper set. I think all my complaints would go away from the set if I just knew we were getting a good build. Like if you told me we were getting a Crab Droid, or if all the pieces were just going to a big Swamp Speeder, I'd be happy. But hearing about this price increase to $40, and the fact that there seems to be such a big possibility that they're just reused builds, that really bugs me and worries me about this set. We'll have to wait and see what LEGO does to be sure. Maybe some of these leaks are on, hopefully. Who knows, but right now I'm not very happy at that $40 price point, and something needs to change here. But maybe I'm just being crazy. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Are you worried about this set? How do you think it's going to turn out? Are you happy about the $40 battle pack? Because really it just has me worried right now. Let me know all your thoughts about that down in the comments below. Like and subscribe for more, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.